right, today we're looking at Tony Rice's break on Cold on the Shoulder. This is track 1 and the title cut to his album Cold on the Shoulder. And this solo actually kicks off the entire song, which is a little bit unusual. You know, typically the banjo and fiddle, sometimes mandolin, they're what gets the song started. And if there's a guitar solo, it happens a little bit later on. But in this case, it actually kicks off the entire song, similar to what we looked at when we looked at Lonesome Wind Blues. So it's interesting to see how Tony approaches this. So let's slow this down to 70% and then dig right into it. We're in the key of B flat. That means we're capoed on the 3rd fret, playing out of the G position. So any note names I throw out there are relative to that capo, not the actual pitch you're hearing, especially if you got perfect pitch. All right, so I'm gonna break this into a few chunks. Here's how he starts off the entire solo. Okay, pretty simple, not a lot to it, which I think is something that we need to pay attention to because, again, he's kicking off the entire song. Right? So everybody needs to be able to hear, not only is this what the melody doing, but here's what these chord notes are, okay? So he's keeping it pretty simple here. Here are those notes. So I'm gonna start on an open G as an upstroke, and then I've got 3 open D notes in a row. Okay, after that 3rd open D, you're gonna catch a 2nd fret on the D string for an E, open G, that E again, and then we're gonna slide from that 2nd fret D string E to a 5th fret D string G, a closed G, okay? Here's how it sounds together. And you'll notice that I also caught an open G string there too, okay? So as a double stop. Okay, now after you've slid up to that 5th fret closed G, you're actually gonna, on quarter notes, so all downstrokes, you're gonna play an open G, another closed G, that 5th fret one more time, and then an open G again. All right, so keeping it simple. Now we're gonna change things up just a little bit. I'm gonna play an open G, open D, 3rd fret on the A string for C, open D, E, that 2nd fret, F natural, that 3rd fret, and then G one more time. Okay, so. Okay, those are the first 3 measures, how he starts the whole song. Here they are one more time. And that's that very first lick, or very first chunk. All right, so going right into that 2nd chunk. Here are those notes. I've got a hammer on from an open G to a 3rd fret B flat on that same string. Okay, that's a downstroke, and then I'm going to catch a C 1st fret on the B string on a downstroke as well. So down, down. Okay, now I've got a cool 16th note pull off. We've seen this before. So it's 2nd fret on the B string, that D flat, and it's going to pull off real quick to that 1st fret on the B string and catch that B flat again as an upstroke. Right? We've seen it before. He uses it a lot. Okay, after I played that B flat, I'm ready for another C natural. And then I'm going to slide that B flat up to a B natural. So 3rd fret to 4th fret on the G string slide. Then catch an open G. Now, here's where it can get confusing because there's going to be a lot of 3rd fret D string F naturals, a lot of open Ds, and a lot of open Gs, okay? So let's go through. I've just played that slide from 3 to 4 and that open G, so here we go. So here's an F natural, 3rd fret D string, open D, G. And I've got a hammer on from open D to that F natural, 3rd fret again, one more D, G, F natural, G. Okay, it's a lot of the same thing, just kind of mixed up, all right? So one more time, really slow. Here's that lick. Okay, so slow that down for sure. All right, so right into the next chunk, no pauses here. right, so here are those notes. I'm going to actually scooch my hand up a little bit so my first finger's in line with that 3rd fret, because a lot of this lick is going to start in that 3rd position, okay? So my first finger is going to catch that 3rd fret B flat on the G string on an upstroke. And I'm going to hammer on to the next fret up with my next finger for that B natural, okay? Okay. Then I'm ready to catch 3rd fret on the E string with my first finger for that high G. Reach across 6th fret on the B string for an F natural. 3rd fret on the B string for a high D. Okay. Now I'm going to reach my pinky across on that E string for 6th fret high B flat. High G, 3rd fret again. F natural, 6th fret on the B string again. And now I've got a slide. And the slide's going to be that high D, 3rd fret on the B string. And I'm going to slide it back 1 fret. Okay. Now, here's where it gets tricky. I just slid back. Now I've got another slide that goes from that 3rd fret B flat on the G string up to a B natural. So I slide down and then I slide up. Okay, and notice which fingers I use. So 1, 2, and they're actually both on upstrokes, which is it just makes it a little bit trickier. But once you get the hang of it, it's really not too bad, okay? Now, after you've slid up to that B natural, I'm gonna catch an open G, 3rd fret on the D string for a F natural, and you'll notice I scooch my hand back here. Okay, open D, G, F natural, D, a hammer on from A sharp to B natural on the A string, open D, a pull off from an E, that's that 2nd fret down to open D, and then G, D, and I hold on to it for a beat, and then I play that 2nd fret E again, and then an open G. Okay, so there's a little bit of pause in there. So here's that lick one more time. Now, when I put that 2nd and 3rd chunk together, here's what it sounds like without any pauses. Okay, so the last 2 notes that we just played in that last chunk, they're going to lead directly into this chunk, all right? So we played that E, that 2nd fret on the D string, and then we played that G. Now we're going to start on this next chunk. And you can hear that this part of the solo has a few kind of pauses or sustained notes in it. So let's go through each one. So here we go. We're going to start off with our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. Okay, that was a lot. 2nd finger, 3rd fret, B string. Hold it there while you hammer on from an open G to that 2nd fret A. Okay, so I just played both the G string and the B string. Okay, now we're gonna hold this for 3 beats. If you just want to hang out here for 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, and then go on, fine. If you want to kind of strum a little bit, awesome. Okay, that's what I tend to do, is that kind of half strum. Okay, now if you're ready to move on, that's that A, G, a hammer on from that 3rd fret on the D string, F natural to F sharp, so 3rd fret to 4th fret, and then open D. Now, after you play that open D, the next beat, immediately you've got a really quick hammer on from the 1st fret on the E string to the 3rd fret on the E string. So high F natural to high G. You hold that for about a beat and a half, and then that pull off that we looked at before that went from 2nd fret to 1st fret on the B string, then 3rd fret on the G string. Okay, we're going to do that twice. Oops, sorry. There's a little bit of a pause in between. Then you're going to catch that C, 1st fret on the B string, 3rd fret G string B flat, slides up to the 4th fret B natural, G, F natural, D, G. Okay, so really slow. Here's that whole chunk. All right, so again, no pauses. We're going right into it. Here's how he ends the entire song. Or rather, the solo. Okay, so take my third finger. I'm going to slide up to the 5th fret. Pay really close attention to which fret you're on, because when you're capoed on the 3rd fret, it messes your dots up. All right, so got my third finger. I'm going to bar it across the G and B strings on that 5th fret, and I'm going to play that as an upstroke. And that's going to last for a full beat. I'm going to do the same thing, but with my first finger on the 3rd fret, upstroke. Now I'm going to hammer on from 3rd fret to 4th fret on the G string. Okay, now after that hammer on, I'm going to play that open G, F natural, D, G, F natural, D, C on the A string, D, a hammer on from 1st fret to the 2nd fret on the A string, open D, pull off from E down to D, and then G. Okay, so one more time. Now, these chunks that I've broken this song into, they all kind of flow into each other, so there's really not a lot of pauses in the entire thing. So if I was going to take like the last 3 chunks, here's how they would kind of meld into each other. Okay, so that can be kind of tricky to go on an upstroke to slide up to that 5th fret and bar it. Okay, so just go really slow, and then, yeah, just practice it over and over again.